What's good, Potterheads? Long time no see. So since you guys are currently watching a video about Harry Potter, you're obviously nerds. So that means that you know what fandoms are. And for today, we're going to be focusing on two fandoms. Of course, we're going to be focusing on Harry Potter, and the other one is Star Wars. Now, as a person who has a good amount of knowledge in both of these fandoms, from reading books and watching movies. I have seen some uncanny similarities between the two that I wanted to share with you guys today in this video, similarities between Star Wars and Harry Potter. Now, for the plot-wise, we're going to be focusing on the beginning of each of these stories. And for Star Wars, we're going to be focusing on the original trilogy, where Luke Skywalker is the main character, not the prequels where Anakin Skywalker is the main character. Now, for Harry Potter, it starts off with Harry Potter, who is living with his aunt and uncle, and their son, and in this case, Vernon Dursley, who is the uncle, he puts most of the effort in to making sure that Harry Potter doesn't find out he's a wizard, doesn't go on to live in the wizarding world, and doesn't bring disgrace to the integrity of normality that the Dursleys have kept up for so long. And also, Harry Potter is an orphan. In Luke's case, he again grows up with his aunt and uncle, and his uncle is the one again, Owen Lars, who puts in the most effort to keep Luke Skywalker from realizing his destiny of becoming a Jedi who is very well learned in the Force. And he does that by restricting Luke from leaving Tatooine, because he fears that if he does, he will turn out to be just like his father, a Sith Lord. Now in Luke's case, only his mother really died, so he's technically only half orphaned. But his father, Anakin, is at the moment a Sith Lord who doesn't even know that he has children. So I mean, I guess that's pretty close to being orphaned. If I mean, in my book, you know. In both circumstances, there is also a person who comes to rescue each of the boys from their prisons, kind of, because they are restricted from leaving. In Harry's case, it's Hagrid, and in Luke's case, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, or in the original trilogy, Ben Kenobi. Yeah, that's it. In Harry's case, Hagrid tells him about the night when Voldemort came to kill his parents, and also how he survived the greatest dark sorcerer of all times killing curse with only a scar. And in Luke's case, Obi-Wan begins Luke's training in the Force and starts his journey to becoming a Jedi. Also, when each of the main characters finally reaches the main villain, they both realize that they are more connected to the villain than they expected before. In Luke's case, he finds out that Darth Vader is his father. Luke, I am your father. And in Harry's case, he realizes that he is one of Voldemort's Horcruxes, and he also carries some of the traits that Voldemort himself has. And in that case, they each come to a fork in the road where they can join the dark side. Funny I said it that way. Or they can defeat the bad guy, which they both end up defeating the bad guy. Also, each fandom, Harry Potter and Star Wars, they both have terrible sequels to them. For Harry Potter's The Cursed Child, and for Star Wars, it's the stuff with Force Awakens and on. And both of the original creators were not really completely involved in the making of these awful sequels. It was really these other guys, such as the directors of Cursed Child and Disney, who didn't really fully understand what they were writing about and kind of made a bunch of mistakes. Also, each of the women or the mothers, most closely related to the villains, in each of the stories, Padme Amidala and Merope Gaunt, both died at childbirth and only lived long enough to name their children, Leia Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, and Tom Marvolo Riddle. Now let's take a look at the characters and their roles in the stories and how they are similar. We have the betrayers. We have the restricting uncle of each story, which I mentioned earlier. We have the mentors. The unsuspecting father or father figure, because technically Sirius Black isn't Harry's father. He is the godfather, which makes him a father figure more so. We also have the ignorant or unaware government who had spies the entire time. And for Harry Potter, that would be the Ministry of Magic, obviously. And for Star Wars, that would be I think it's called the Intergalactic Senate or something. I don't remember what it's called. And of course, both of the main characters are orphaned. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video today. It is a bit short, but that's because I could do this relatively quickly, and also because I have a lot more interesting theories more closely related to Harry Potter that I am working on. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.